It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Thursday, July 28th edition. It is also the final edition for Nikki for a while.
Bye.
Nikki is skipping out on us, heading to Myrtle Beach, making some stops along the way, I'm sure. And so today in the show, we sent her off with a list of things to accomplish while she's gone.
Accomplish or some options in case I get terribly bored.
Yeah, your backup plans we have completely nailed down for you.
I don't see them as options. I see them as must-dos.
You know, like when you go and you're just really wanting to go lay out on the beach and suddenly they're like, it's the most rain this place has ever seen.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then I'm going to take up some of your suggestions.
Yeah.
A lot of dinner theater places that are happening in Myrtle Beach.
You can't possibly expect to go to Myrtle Beach and not have, for a whole week, and not have some of it ruined by the weather.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something. But I'm hopeful that it'll be a good week, and I'll have some stories to share when I return. But I don't want to return anytime soon. I want the full vacation.
Because right now is like the best time because like you're looking forward to the vacation. So like the build up right now is like really good. You're excited. And then once like Friday rolls around, then you're like, now I have to go home. That is the worst part.
Right. Now I have to drive like several hours home.
And then you get back to, and like once like your first day back at work, you're like, I don't have anything to look forward to for a while.
Are you saying that's how you've been all week?
That's how I've been all week. I came back from my final vacation of like the summertime, and I'm like, dang, what do I have to live for now?
What's next? What's next? Well, you guys have a wonderful time. I know we'll cover a bit of what's in this podcast, but make sure I would like to see bigger numbers for the podcast that I'm gone. And you're like, ooh, what will Hudson and Isaiah talk about? Ooh. What will they say wrong next?
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting.
There's no telling.
Yeah, we also talked about today some house cat stuff. And are you guys like, I know Nikki is, more pointing towards Hudson. Would you say you're a cat fan? Are you a fan of cats? I would tread lightly here.
I can deal with them in small doses, but I don't think I want to own one.
But they're so much easier than dogs.
I know.
So when
they're so much less fun.
Oh, no, you just have to get the right cat. Seriously.
But then the right cat is too much work.
Nope. It's a real weirdness. Like if you've never had one, because my cats have always acted more like dogs. Mm-hmm. So if you have a dog, they act better. If they don't, then they hide and
I hate when they do that.
They hate you and they just don't want to be anything around you. Right. Like that's not a fun cat.
Yeah, one of my good friends has like a really fun cat that's like a big time cuddler. Yeah. Like he was always around, which like when I am around that kind of cat, like I'm like, oh yeah, it wouldn't be terrible to have a cat. But then when I'm around the cats that like hide from me the whole time, I never get to pet them. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, do you want to live here? Do you want to be with me? Where do you want to go?
It's just to roll the dice on what you'll get.
See, because by going back, like obviously I have Jim now, my dog, and he is like more than a handful. And I'm like, dang, what if I would have gotten a cat? I'm like, I love Jim and he's great, but I couldn't have picked a dog that would be more work than him.
Yeah.
On the other side, obviously, a cat would have been a lot less work. It would have fit me a little better, I think.
Cat as a friend.
I guess I could.
You could.
Actually, no, dang it. My roommate Andrew's allergic to cats. Ruins everything.
Yeah.
He's just lying to you.
I know, that's what he's saying. I've flirted with multiple times, like, what if we just got, like, another dog? Maybe Jim would act better. And he's completely against the idea. And me, on the other hand, I'm like, but it'd be so cute if there were two of them.
Yeah.
Twice the work.
Exactly. But you know what they say? Once you have one, what's two? I'm already doing it for Jim.
No, they say that about cats, not dogs.
Because you have 3 dogs, so once you have 1, you have 2, you have 3.
3 is so much work.
Yeah, I couldn't do 3.
Like, I want to take them camping with me, and so I've been trying, but most places we camp at, there's like a 2 limit on dogs.
What?
Oh.
And so then I'm like, well, great, who stays home?
Who gets kicked out of the group? I can only bring 2 of you, unfortunately.
Like when you have more than one dog, it makes it more harder. Like cats, people are like, yeah, who cares? Just bring as many cats as you want.
Yeah, that's what people's excuses.
You wouldn't even notice.
Then you end up with 17 cats in your house and you're the crazy cat lady. If you're on that, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time,
nice recovery.
You are the crazy cat lady.
It's also crazy.
Yeah, you are the crazy cat lady. Yeah, we talked about that. We also wrapped it up by talking a little bit about some cheaper dates that are some different options for you if you're in the dating world. You don't have to spend a lot of money to possibly find a girlfriend or boyfriend. We had a listener, I think his name was Cole. He texted in after and he said, man, to have like a sponsor taking care of your dates, like your mom or your dad paying for them. Like one side, if they ever found out your date, would that be embarrassing?
That your parents
That would be
are
embarrassing.
Yeah,
that would be
probably kill
so
it. That would
embarrassing.
kill
Or does it not really matter now? Because anybody just wants to just like have a good meal and have someone else cover the
Yeah,
cost.
and they want to know that your parents are cool, right? And if your
Yeah.
parents are willing to pay for you to go on dates, they might be kind of cool.
But if you
I don't
stay,
think that's
You
how
don't
that
think
works.
so?
You're like, this drink's actually on my mom. She like really wants me to find a girlfriend. So I've been going on dates and she's been kind of funding them for me.
It's
Maybe
important
you
to have a
don't-
good relationship
don't
with the
say it
in-laws.
until a few dates
Yeah,
in.
maybe a couple dates, and you're like, just so you know, like all these dinners my mom's been paying for because she wants me to have a girlfriend so badly.
And then your parents throw it back in your face. Like if you ever get married to that person, you're like, listen, I paid for this,
Yeah.
you know?
like, you are coming to Christmas this year because your first 4 dates I paid for.
Well, still not a bad idea. So enjoy the podcast. Make sure you text and say hi at 877-2-RADIO-U. In fact, text and say hi today so then Isaiah and Hudson have some highs to give out tomorrow.
Perfect.
Just to fill in for me, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, bye, everybody.
right, see
Have a
guys.
good time.
Bye.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
You're a cat owner.
I have one cat. His name is Mochi.
Yeah. What if I told you Mochi was an alien?
You know, some cats have quirks about them. My cat's pretty normal, so I'd
he
say
is.
you are lying.
No, it's the truth, and it's not just me that's saying it. It is the Polish Academy of Sciences, otherwise known as Pacific. Although if I refer to it as that, I feel that would be confusing. The Polish Academy of Sciences has declared house cats an invasive alien species.
Why are we declaring them that?
Because they are having a harmful negative effect on biodiversity.
Okay, that's a statement right there.
Well, I think okay. Is Mochi indoor, outdoor?
Indoors.
Indoors only.
Yeah.
Okay, he's fine. I mean, he's still.
He's not back and forth.
Yeah, as long as you don't let him out, I think he's okay. Because what they say is that house cats, house cats anywhere where people will have them as pets,
Yeah.
or where they are just able to roam free. I guess even if people don't have them as indoor, outdoor, or only outdoor, but if the cats are out roaming around outside, whatever the scenario may be, they get introduced into the population and they kill a lot of birds. But not cats aren't native
Sure.
to every area, even though, anywhere where people have them as pets, they're going to be around. They're not native to every area, which means they are throwing off the natural balance where they might be roaming. And so that is why they're considered invasive and an alien and a problem.
So the Polish Academy of Sciences, like my cat just likes to chew on cardboard boxes. That's about as
Well,
weird as we get.
He's harming the cardboard box population in your house.
It is annoying.
He's throwing off the natural order of things in there.
And for a while, his thing was if you had a cup of water, he'd like to knock it over. So he's ruined a few things, but that's it. That's
He's
all
starting
he's
to
doing.
sound pretty invasive to me. Invasive of your space and harmful to your property.
I'll just have one box out. I come back. It's got little holes all over it, little teeth marks.
Oh, my
Like,
gosh.
why are you chewing this?
Oh, I don't know. It makes you got to chew on something.
Yeah,
I guess if
he's-
you're a cat.
He's got some nervous problems.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking this all in stride because apparently a lot of people are not.
Well, I think-
there's a lot of cat lovers out there that are pretty upset about this
Well,
news.
they're upset because if you scroll down, it looks like certain people within that organization and stuff were talking about, then we should just euthanize all feral cats.
Yeah.
And that's a big leap.
That is.
That's
that
a
is.
big leap over to the other side.
I think the Polish Academy of Sciences biologist Wojciech Solars has he said, now we're not saying that but that doesn't stop on the opposite end, this woman who is the president and founder of the Alley Cat Allies.
Oh,
and
nice.
she's like, this is the first step to everybody going out there hunting and poisoning cats, and that's not acceptable. And of course, I don't think anybody's saying that except for
The one people.
Yeah, except for you. Of course, you Alley Cat Ally would go all the way to the extreme. But nobody's saying that. It's just like, hey, maybe Keep your cats indoors, maybe. Maybe think about that.
Are you supposed to hide them now inside?
Well, just keep them
Away from this company?
Yeah, okay, away from the pitchforks that are coming for you.
Sorry, Mochi, you stay inside anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to go outside. It's too hot.
You just, it's something to consider if maybe you're getting a new cat and you're like, should I let it be indoor and outdoor or just keep it in the house? Maybe keep it in the house so it's not terrorizing the birds of your neighborhood.
Because that's wrong.
You can very easily buy cat food and it'll be just as happy.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
So imagine this. You're flying from London in the UK to Los Angeles. That's a long flight.
Seems like it would be.
And you're almost all the way there when probably the captain, this is your captain speaking.
You have to make the noise.
This is your captain speaking. We're going to have to make a little diversion here. We're going to have to make a landing in Salt Lake City.
Nice gravelly captain voice.
It's the speaker. And I imagine that's the pilot's exact
words,
attitude and when he's giving this announcement.
And then everybody in the cabin's like, no, come on. And they're all mad.
Except there might have been some good reasons for them to not be too upset. The reason that this actually happened, it was a Virgin Atlantic flight from London all the way to Los Angeles. And the reason that they had to make a stop, an unscheduled landing in Salt Lake City, is because we have a 39-year-old guy from the UK who was being quite unruly.
Seems like he had a breakdown.
Yeah, he something was going wrong. He was causing a disturbance on the flight. He was arrested once they landed on charges of interference with the flight crew and assault by striking, beating, and wounding in the special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States.
So basically, one of the passengers around him, the guy went after him, tried to hit him, grabbed his throat, tried to grab his throat, tried to attempt to bite him. So that's where some of the extra language comes in on his charges.
He had something wrong.
So he was in handcuffs while on the flight.
I wonder how long this went on, because they made it almost all Salt Lake City in flying terms.
It's almost
from Salt Lake
there.
City to Los Angeles is pretty darn close. So I wonder how long this guy went on being unruly, or was the flight just totally normal until they made it to Omaha, and then all of a sudden, that's when William Stephen Hayes, who's the 39-year-old guy that was arrested, that's when he started to get a little crazy, or was it something that you could tell from the jump that he was kind of one of those annoying guys, and then eventually it came enough to a head where they really had to land. I wonder how it all went down.
It seems like he got a renewed sense of power when he was placed in handcuffs, because they said he continued to fight and be abusive, and he tried to kick the windows of the aircraft. So that's why they decided to land. Even though, since they were going from London to LA, I would have way preferred having to do this in Utah.
Yeah.
Compared to if you've ever heard of the flights get diverted and you're just over the ocean and you're so close.
Yeah.
So close to land, and they're like, nope, we got to go back.
Yeah. Turn it all the way around or something like that. Yeah, that could
You almost made it.
It could have been a lot worse. You know what would suck though? There could have been somebody on the plane that was flying from London to Los Angeles to Utah.
Oh, that worked out.
And they're like, no, now because I don't know. I don't know if they would let you. You think
Get
they would
off?
if you were just eventually getting to Salt Lake City anyways? Would they just let you off?
Well, your luggage wouldn't get off with you.
That's right.
So I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, that would be a big. And then you'd miss, because the flight is delayed, you'd miss your flight to Utah. So then the Utah trip is canceled.
Well, I don't know about routing, because that seems like, it's awful when they're like, yeah, I'm going from LA to, say, Seattle. They're like, well, I need you to go through Atlanta.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, wait, you're nowhere near it. So that would have been unique routing if that didn't work out.
That is, it's just an inconvenient situation for everybody. And it is funny, too, to imagine the guy after he's in handcuffs. And that's when he becomes even more unruly, as it just goes to show how obviously illogical and irrational you're thinking at that point, whatever this guy was doing, whatever he was drinking or whatever, that you think, oh, now that I'm in handcuffs, I can do whatever I want, because what's the worst that could happen?
Well,
or I'm going to get out of them somehow.
So far this year, 1,701 reports of unruly passengers from the FAA. 582 investigations started from it. Last year was the worst year, with it being 5,981 reports. I think this year it should be lower because what flights are taking off?
Yeah, that's right.
You might have less.
The sheer volume of flights is keeping the amount of unruly passengers
But then
down.
when you get on one, you're mad.
Yeah.
So maybe it doesn't work
The
out.
percentages might be even higher.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Nikki leaves on her vacation tomorrow,
That's right.
which means she won't be doing the show tomorrow. It'll just be Isaiah and I.
have a good time, guys.
It's going to be great.
We'll have a lot of fun. Probably not as much fun as you'll have in Myrtle Beach, but that's what I want to, just to let people know. Text in now if you've got an idea, something Nikki definitely needs to do in Myrtle Beach. We're planning ahead on that.
I haven't been there since I went with, my parents. And we went to medieval times.
Okay. Yeah.
And the beach. And I think I remember Dixie Stampede, maybe, or that might have been Orlando.
Well, that's been renamed.
So apparently, all you do is go to the themed dinner things.
It sounds like
That sounds like a vacation with your family. It's like really
it
special
totally
dinners.
does.
You might not believe this or not, but I liked horses when I was little. So I was like, hey,
wasn't
let's
so
go
bad,
see
huh?
the
Big horse girl.
Yeah, the knights and stuff.
Well, 8772 Radio U will talk a little bit about, in a bit, about what Nikki should be doing in Myrtle Beach, trying to get a list together. But first, Isaiah being the one person in the dating game right now. Nikki, you're not in the dating game.
I'm not in the dating game.
So, Isaiah, I want to see your opinion on this. Also, somebody known for being a little more on
A little
the
more
frugal,
what?
frugal side of
Frugal,
things.
okay.
Yeah, you know what you want to spend your money on and what you don't.
That's precisely accurate.
And so, have you?
We first learned early on with our relationship with Isaiah is that he said he never likes to pay for appetizers on a date because you just don't
It
know
seems
yet.
like a lot, okay? It seems like a lot for a first date. If we're going to get dinner, appetizers seem like a little much. If you want to order one, that's fine, but I'm not going to be that happy.
There's
What do you do?
actually the perfect quote regarding your situation in this story.
You're not the only one now.
Before I make that investment, I want to get to know her a little better.
Is this what that
That's
guy really
accurate.
said?
That's accurate.
I don't know who's exactly, but I don't think it was in regards to appetizers. But what they're actually talking about here is due to inflation. Inflation is running rampant, and so what people are finding as they're in the dating game, they're going out on first dates, and they're finding that instead of doing what might be the traditional route of trying to make it really nice, like a fancy dinner or something like that, something super, but maybe a little more upscale than you would ever normally do on your own because you want to impress the other person. People aren't doing that anymore because they can't afford it. People are looking a lot more to thrifty dates.
Ooh, that's all the rage right
Yeah,
now.
walks, coffee, something simple and affordable. The data to back this up is dating app Hinge found that just about half of its users are more concerned with the cost of a date now versus the same time a year ago. People cared less about how much they were going to spend on a first date. Now they seem to care a lot more.
Well, Isaiah, you could do a walking date, and then I think coffee's just as expensive because they're comparing it to if you're doing a sober date versus if someone's drinking, how expensive that can be. But you can make your own coffee at home and then go out on the date and bring your coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Make your own snack bags.
I'm like,
Impress
I
her with
brought
your barista
snacks.
skills.
I brought a blanket. We can lay down here in this field. I'm sure it'll be grand. I feel like if you're going,
it's free.
It's all free. I feel like if you're going on a date, people want to do something special or whatever, and that's what they rely on for their date to be good, where you're going. But realistically, if you're not gonna have a good date, it's not because of where you're at. It's 100% because of you.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a good connection, you can go to the fanciest place or do the most fun thing. But if you're just not good with the person that you're with, then it's probably not going to be a good date anyway. But if you go somewhere really crappy and you're just really fun, then it's going to look even better, I feel like.
Well, I think also if you go back even a few months when things maybe weren't as expensive and you were going on a date and you weren't all on the same page and one expected the date to be fancier. I think now everybody's just expecting whatever.
It's leveled the playing field
It's
a little
leveled it,
bit.
so they might not be as mad by the end of the night if it wasn't as fancy as they thought.
And as a man, I think I can speak to this, that, the fancy first date that the guy pays for to try to impress the woman, isn't that so antiquated?
Not if your food's getting paid
that
for.
a man has to
They're like,
impress the
"This is
woman with
great."
his money, as if that's what is going to win the woman's heart. I don't think that's
Hudson,
right.
hang on.
I don't think I can really get behind that. I think that's outdated. I'm glad we're moving on from that.
Well, there was another article I read yesterday. So just be aware, Isaiah, that some people are going on more dates now because they're trying to get things paid for.
Oh, I know.
So
Yeah.
they're just saying yes to anyone and everyone.
They're like free dinner every night. That
to try
sounds
to
great
get
to me.
stuff. Yeah, because they don't want to spend money on their own.
It's a great excuse for your parents. If like, have you been going on dates? You're like, Mom, I can only go on like one date a month. Have you been out to dinner recently? See how expensive it is?
Maybe she'll pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I need that's a part of my fund here. If you want me to get a girlfriend, then I'm gonna need a little bit of money this way because there's no way I can take a girl on a date every week.
Listen, Mom,
right.
if you want grandchildren, you're going to have to fund the grandchildren.
You're gonna have to work
Can't
on
find
getting one
someone.
first.
She'd probably put money towards that.
Are we gonna invest in this or not? Is it important or not?
It's like you can't find yourself a nice lady if you can't go out and have dates.
This actually, you could really sell your mom on that. If she was concerned, you'd be like, "Look, this is my chance to get a leg up. You give me a stipend that I can take her out to the nice places. No other guys can afford that right now."
Mm-hmm.
And
This
then
is my
don't go to the
chance.
nice places and just pocket the rest of the money. I'm taking them, Mom. I don't know why it's not working.
still
I don't
not
know.
working.
You talked about yesterday you love Burger King. So.
Yeah, exactly. I took him to Burger King. I used half the stipend. The other half I spent on myself. I'm trying to get my wardrobe up. I don't know. It's a process.
They're saying how like super expensive restaurants are just way less crowded now because again, not everybody's wanting to go out and spend that money on a date.
Well, I'm just every time we hear stories about this, I'm glad I'm out of the dating game. I'm glad that I won.
Well, congratulations on all your success.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
8772 Radio U. Use that number and text in if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach, something that Nikki needs to do because she is leaving, not on a jet plane, but on a camper.
I'm going camping on the beach.
She's going camping in Myrtle Beach, and she'll be spending about a week there.
Yeah.
She sets off tomorrow morning, so she will be we'll be out of the show. Isaiah and I'll be taking the reins. Isaiah, have you been to Myrtle Beach?
I've never been to Myrtle Beach.
Never been. All right, well, you can go then. I've never been either. I've never been either. Have you been researching, though? You got any ideas?
Oh, I've got some great ideas.
You looked up some stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got some good stuff here. So I looked up things to do in Myrtle Beach, like some of the
I'd
top
like it to be
17
free.
things. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Just teasing.
The first one is ride the waves.
The beach?
Like surf?
Yeah, surf.
You know how to surf?
No.
Well, what a better
Well,
time
you
to
gotta
learn
try.
them now.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I just don't want to be one of the shark stories when I come back that you guys read about.
Oh, that's a different area. And that'd be really cool, actually. You should totally
Myrtle
do
Beach,
that.
that water always used to scare me because you just can't see anything. And so you just go out and you're just like, well, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, take your
Hopefully.
chances.
But
Take your
that's a good
chances.
idea.
Anything
yeah, I think
else?
you should. The only other ones, like the couple of the other ones I thought were cool. There was one that was like pretty much like a boat ride where like the floor of the boat is like completely glass. So it's just like a marine life thing where you can go around and see the fish and stuff, which looked pretty cool.
It sounds cool, but as Nikki just mentioned, the water's not very clear, so I don't know.
I know. Can you actually see in there? You think
Yeah.
they'd figure it out if
I
they're
saw
doing that.
a dolphin boat ride, like it's a speedboat
Ooh.
one,
Wow.
to get them to kind of go next to the boat.
I've seen some pretty bad dolphin stories lately, too. So.
Guys, can't
Well,
we
come
have any
on.
fun? Can't
Let
we
her have a good time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
I'm going on a trip. Even if I just sit on the beach, I'll be fine.
I've got some good land ideas for you that, I guess you could do these in a lot of places because they don't involve the beach, but they are particular to Myrtle Beach. How about this one? Polynesian fire luau and dinner show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Overrated.
It feels like it's in the wrong area.
But they have it, and it says on TripAdvisor, it says, likely to sell out.
Listen,
Wow.
Myrtle Beach has a lot of shows. So, yeah, there's
That's part of the fun.
I even saw like 2 blocks over is a dino cafe. Like,
Whoa,
it's
that's
dinosaur
cool.
one.
That sounds cool.
So I think everything has a theme.
How about they do have a lot of shows. For example, the original Motown tribute.
No.
Would you like to do that?
Nope, I
You
don't.
don't want to do some Smokey Robinson
I don't
or
want to.
anything like that?
That's
Tracks
your-
of My Tears?
Next.
Does
That's
not
your
appeal
idea?
to. How about the Elton John tribute?
Oh, no.
Even better. Even better.
That's worse.
Next.
How about this? How about the Wheels of Yesteryear?
Stop looking up old
Is
stuff.
that a car show? Hudson, you're not going.
James
all right?
Muller 56 says, my wife and I enjoyed all the special muscle cars in this wonderful collection.
I don't want to go there either. You are on the wrong part of Myrtle Beach.
The Pinball Museum?
No?
Think of all the quarters you could spend.
Oh my gosh.
That's cheap. That's probably cheap right there.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a million little amusement parks. No shortage of Ferris wheels.
I saw there's a Ferris wheel like an amusement park near us, or like the pier is near us, so that's a free fun place.
Would you like to try going to
Isaiah, you sure don't have any on your list?
Hollywood-
don't
I
like
know.
the
this.
Hollywood Wax Museum?
No.
Why not?
The
Yeah.
Hollywood Wax Museum?
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but come on.
Remind me
Give her
never
some
to-
good stuff.
Never to go on vacation with
It's
you because it
number
sounds miserable.
6 on the list of top things to do in Myrtle Beach.
Well,
Number
Zach-
6?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not going to go visit
You
Myrtle
picked a
Beach. I
great
don't
place.
know.
You picked a great
I've got,
place.
how about ride one of the world's tallest Ferris wheels?
Which one is that?
I don't know. It just says the tallest Ferris wheel.
Well, there's a lot of them there, so you don't want to get on one that's not one of the world's tallest.
You know, I was hoping that people that have been there could maybe let me know some things that they already tried that they liked. Both of you have not been to Myrtle Beach, so I'm not sure you're coming up with the best
And I'm
ideas.
not sure I'm going to go either by the list of things that
I'll
I
trade
found
with
thus
you.
far.
I'll trade with you.
Let's see. Zach says I can go golfing, which I've done
Yeah, it's like the golf capital of the world. Or
I've done like chip and putt, which is like the three.
Oh, yeah,
three
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd do a full full game of golf.
Are you going to go? So you have to drive there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to south of the border.
What is that?
Well, that's like it's like a touristy thing south of the border. It's like, like themed like Mexico,
Oh,
kind of,
sure.
in probably a very racist way, I'm sure. There's a guy with a sombrero, a big
No,
thing.
I'm not going there.
And
I
no,
thought-
you can buy like clothes and stuff.
I thought you were, because I was going to say I'm not going that border.
No, but it's south of the border, because South Carolina, North Carolina, so it's
Sure.
just south of the border between the two.
I see. Well, I'm writing that down here. Put it on my
He's
list.
got it.
What other states you have to go through? West Virginia? You want me to find some West Virginia stuff for you?
No, I think I got enough, guys.
She's like the beach. Free things. I like
I'm
those.
sticking there. Let's see. Shane said the Pirates Voyage dinner and show is fun. That sounds fun.
Man.
Is it a boat or just like a dinner show?
Maybe it's on like a restaurant that looks like a boat. Yeah.
You know what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guarantee that's what
All
it's
right.
like.
Well, thanks, guys, for really some
Listen,
Lots of good
premium
stuff.
ideas. I can't wait to go.
if you don't take our ideas and you go and you don't have a good time, you have no one to blame but yourself because we tried. We
right.
tried.
I can't wait till Nikki comes back and she learned how to surf and she went to the Pirates Voyage and did all the things that we said.
Yeah,
Wait.
she learned all the Motown songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's look this up, though, because Stephanie also chimed in and said Dolly Parton's Pirate Voyage. Is that the same thing? I need to go for the pirate thing.
Apparently, where 2 or 3 agree, Nikki needs to go.
Where Dolly Parton is.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.